Good afternoon, LTV viewers. Today is Friday, July 18th, and I'm Dara Berger. I'll be your guest anchor for today's show. This is your community and your news. East End News visited the Southampton Arts Center earlier this week to hear Stony Brook Medicine officials introducing new healthcare resources available to the community. Here's what we saw.
Earlier this year, Stony Brook Medicine opened a new emergency department in East Hampton, which, according to Chief Administrative Officer Emily Mastler, quote, opened the doors and within 24 hours, the team there saved a life, end quote. This facility will lighten the load on the facility's Up Island and decrease travel time for medical aid for those living further east. This week, Stony Brook Medicine hosted an event at the Southampton Arts Center to introduce the new facility to the public and share the latest medical advancements throughout all their facilities. The event included talks by Executive Vice President Dr. William Wertheim, Chief Executive Officer Carol Gomes, and Emily Mastler, a virtual tour of the new East Hampton Emergency Department, and a demonstration of the Da Vinci surgical robot by Dr. Georgios Georgakis and Dr. Konstantinos Spaniolas. Following this was a tabling session where attendees could learn more about the services available on the South Fork while receiving real-time blood pressure and cholesterol screenings, chair massages, and more. We asked Dr. Georgakis why he felt sharing these technologies with the local community was important.
Even though we are all accustomed to technological things like cell phones and everything, people sometimes they can be afraid of technology when it comes to healthcare. I think by showing our community members how we perform the surgeries and how we work with it every single day, it makes them feel safer, it makes me feel prouder, and it makes me and them feel part of the community.
Galen Davey reporting in East Hampton for East End News on LTV.
Just a week ago, Southampton was home to what is being called the largest fine art fair in the country. Artists, galleries, and curators from near and far gathered for this inspiring four-day event. LTV East End News was there to give you a glimpse of the event. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, there was no shortage of beholders at the Hamptons Fine Art Fair.
Well, this is about discovering art, and what's the beauty of this is it's the largest show in the United States this summer. There's 600 artists here, 150 galleries, and treasures for everybody.
Some of the treasures he is talking about are bits of our country's history.
These photos are by John G. Morris, who is a photo editor, and these are D-Day in Normandy in France. Yeah, so this is David Burnett. He is a photojournalist. He's American. He took photos of the Apollo 11 launch, which was in Florida at the Kennedy Space Center.
And it is whether you're a serious collector, a first-timer, or want to just get one piece for the house, this is a great place to come. A huge selection to pick from paintings, works on paper, sculptures, art glass, everything is here.
You can find art made out of nostalgic, hard-to-find candy bars, one-of-a-kind Tiffany lamps, photographs using interesting techniques that create the image of a subject's spirit dancing behind them, and paintings by artists whose passion is to protect endangered animals. Vicki Lynn, the owner of Detox Gallery, not only makes it her mission to support women artists of color, but also helps all artists find government-funded art opportunities.
You can find art opportunities with 100 up to 300K stipends to put installations, murals, and artwork in like libraries, hospitals, airports, fire stations, anything that's probably like a government-owned building.
I've been doing this full time for the last 3 years, but this is my first major art fair, I would say. So it's nice to be around so many talented people.
Yeah, it's really inspirational to walk around and meet other curators, meet other artists, hear about their story, and to see so many different styles of art.
And it's a great place to find beautiful things.
Dara Berger reporting in Southampton for LTV East End News. According to the town of East Hampton, a brush fire the size of a football field torched a stretch of Nopog in the late afternoon on Wednesday. It took several firefighting crews from Montauk, Amagansett, and East Hampton to successfully get the fire under control. Montauk Highway was temporarily closed and the LIRR was suspended while crews continued to extinguish the fire. Town Supervisor Kathy Burke Gonzalez thanked the fire departments and fire marshals and issued the following statement about the swift response. This was a coordinated effort and a professional response that protected both people and property. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who answered the call. She also specifically recognized Police Officer Gherkin, who reported the fire while on patrol. The Suffolk County Water Authority has issued a water usage alert for the North Fork and Montauk. This means that the level of water measured in its tanks is being depleted too quickly by the large amounts being used, which they believe may be mostly due to increased watering of grassy lawns. This is not to be confused with a drought, as the area has experienced plenty of rain lately. The Water Authority is asking residents to cut back where they can and use an odd-even lawn watering schedule. So if your house is an odd-numbered address, you water your lawn only on odd-numbered calendar days, and even-numbered addresses should only water on even-numbered calendar days. A spokesman told East End News that the alternating method gives the water system a chance to recover. The Suffolk County Department of Health Services reported this week that toxic algae has turned up in 2 separate ponds in East Hampton. Water quality tests concluded the presence of cyanobacteria blooms, more commonly referred to as blue-green algae. Residents are being told not to swim or wade in these waters. They should also make sure to keep both pets and children away from Swan Pond and the pond on Pond Lane. If contact does occur, officials recommend rinsing off with clean water immediately and seeking medical attention if there are any symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, throat and eye irritation, or breathing difficulties. The town of East Hampton has just received a good grade at its most recent financial audit. The independent auditors, Nawrocki Smith LLP, reported that East Hampton is in sound financial standing, as seen from its year 2024 annual comprehensive financial report. It's believed that this is a result of responsible budgeting and long-term financial planning. The audit was presented at the most recent town board work session, where officials congratulated the finance department for its professionalism and dedication to their duties. In a statement, Town Supervisor Kathy Burke Gonzalez said, "It's important that our residents can trust the town is managing public funds with care. This audit reinforces that we are on the right track." It's in a collaboration with the East Hampton Library. Organización Latinoamericana, commonly referred to as OLA, has released a brand new book aimed at helping students get accustomed to the often challenging life in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades. OLA's Youth Connect program has self-published the Ultimate Middle School Survival Guide, Volume 1, made for middle schoolers by middle school students. The comic book is a unique and relatable guide filled with tips on friendship, academics, identity, social dynamics, and much more. The book was launched following a workshop series that brought together students from the East Hampton Middle School and Spring School. The bilingual book, in both English and Spanish, is now available at the East Hampton Library for the community to enjoy. On August 14th, a Sagaponack resident will host a benefit for the organization Grief and Hope, which aims to help artists rebuild their lives after losing so much in the Southern California wildfires earlier this year. Diane Solomon stopped by LTV Studios to tell us how the story of the special event came about.
My name is Diane Solomon. I split my time between the city and Sagaponack, and I am hosting an event at my home to raise money and awareness for Grief and Hope. I didn't have a connection to the group, but when I saw the wildfires on TV, like everybody else, I felt compelled that I wanted to do something. But like everything else, you want to do something, but you don't know what to do. And then I heard about Grief and Hope, which was started by a group of artists. and it's grassroots. They know the community, and the money that they raised went directly to the artists to help them. So I thought, that's what I'm going to do. So I immediately made a donation. And I followed up on what they were doing, how they were helping people, and how much money they raised. And it was about 6 months ago, and a group of friends of mine, Alison DeRusha and Lisa Marie Marks, thought, well, maybe it's time to raise awareness again and start have an event out here. I was feeling a tremendous loss, and I was devastated. Not, the people who lost their homes, the families, they lost valuable things, but they also lost, the small things, the memories, the good times, their homes. And, I've never experienced a tragic loss like that. And there was also loss of life, which is terrible. And then I was thinking about the animals and the loss of habitat. And then I was thinking, well, this is kind of emblematic about what's going on in the world. I mean, with all the climate disasters, the floods, the fires, the drought, and I felt a little doomed. I guess the goal is to give these people a little relief, to stop and give them some time, a little breathing room, to think about what they want to do next and how they're going to rebuild, if they can rebuild. A lot of artists, many people lost their homes, and artists lost their archives and works in progress and works that they were getting ready for shows. And so we want to give them a breather, and maybe they can think about what their next steps are. We're planning it. We're hoping it's going to be an exciting event. We're hoping to have some artists speak. We may have some fire people speak, some firemen, firewomen speak. We'll have some swag, of course. And the event is 100% underwritten. So every penny that's raised for the event goes directly to Grief and Hope, to the people in need. So that's great. So every ticket that's purchased, the money goes directly to the people who need it. What I hope comes next is that people realize that you have to help each other and you have to create community. I think community is gone by the wayside. I think people are very individual now, isolating themselves. And I think it's important to see your neighbor and see that your neighbor's suffering.
We go now to our community calendar to get the scoop on events happening around town.
Amagansett Square hosts a Wednesday night movie series this summer through August 27th. Films including Blue Crush, Matilda, and The Goonies will be screened on the grassy green at the center of the hamlet. Admission is free. Bring a blanket or beach chair for sitting on the ground. The films start at sundown. Our Fabulous Variety Show hosts family-friendly drag bingo on Wednesday, July 23rd, right here at LTV Studios. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. for this entertaining and fun-filled event. Tickets can be purchased right at the door. The Parish Art Museum hosts a meet and greet session for members of the local business community on Thursday, July 24th from 3 to 4 p.m. Executive Director Monica Ramirez Montecut will lead the event, and advance sign-up is requested at parishart.org. On Saturday, July 26th, a birding walk happens at Camp Hero State Park in Montauk, hosted by the library, starting at 10 a.m. The event is free to attend. The Montauk Library website has a link to register in advance. And finally, the Jackie Mason musical is a highlight of the Southampton Cultural Center calendar this summer. 3 shows, including a Sunday matinee, are planned for July 26th and 27th. This comedic show highlights the romantic misadventures of the legendary comedian Jackie Mason. Tickets can be found at the Cultural Center website.
Thank you for watching LTV East End News, delivering the news you need through the power of public access television. I'm Dara Berger. We hope you'll tune in again next week.